Hi, guys. Deep in the heart of mating season here, so lots of bird issues going on. Right now, Cecil is. I had to remove everything that he could use as a toy to bash me with or any other bird. He's got some things down there he can do it with, but not his usual crew of toys because he's getting aggressive. And had to take the footstool out because the footstool was part of the problem, and the other thing was the bucket. So he's not going to have those for a short time. Right, Kaz? Hello, Michelle. Yeah, we're not on Zoom today, so I can actually see you guys come in. Of course, if I'm looking away for 5 seconds, I won't see it, but you know, one of these days, those guys will fix that. Right, Kaz? Is that right, Kaz? Kazi? Kaz and Babalu got into a fight yesterday, but this one got slightly injured, but she's okay, aren't you? She got a nip on the beak. Hi, Amy. Hi, Falcon Sue. Good morning. Can you say good morning? No, but you can say hi, cockatoo. You haven't said hi, cockatoo in a while. You gonna say hi, cockatoo? Hi, cockatoo. You say Giving Tuesday? You gotta spell that right. Toos. Twos. Cockatoos. Cockatoos. Right? There you go. And I've got down in my lap motor beak. That beak is just going and going and going. Yesterday she was a wild bird, that's for sure. She was flying all over the place, and she got them all stirred up, and that's part of where the problem was. It didn't take much to stir Cecil up, but Bob got stirred up, and Kaz got stirred up, and the other birds were trying to dodge her, and I don't know what you were thinking, little girl, yesterday. I don't. There goes that beak. There goes that beak. And that one there, she was fine all day. No issues with her. She was coming over and wanting to get petted on the beak, and she was asking other birds to do that to preen her as well. Someone is up there sleeping. Jazz, what are you doing up there? Mander's just sitting up there. Aren't you, Mander? Yeah, I made a video last night. Yeah. 1 minute 36 seconds took 4 hours. These videos, they don't come easy. And I did the music on that too. So that added at least 45 minutes to the project, doing the music. If you don't do your own music, then you end up having, even if you've got the rights to it, YouTube comes along and, oh, you have to, split the money with somebody, or somebody else has the copyright. That's how it works. So I do this kind of stuff in Apple Logic, and if they do say anything, I tell them that's what it is, and it usually goes away quickly. But they didn't hammer me on that. That was weird because I was trying to think of a video to do for Giving Tuesday, something to explain what we've been through, and it was, I don't know, around 4 o'clock after I had given medicine. Can I change the title while streaming? I don't know. I'll check. I think I'd have to stop. I'd have to jump out of this and go into the studio app to do that. So, you might be able to do that, Amy, but I can't. Because it would take, I'd have to be offline for 5 minutes to make the jump out of here. It's easier when we use Zoom because it kind of forces me into creating a title. YouTube doesn't do that. It just, oh, okay. Well, we're stuck with what we've got then. What are you saying? What are you saying, little girl? A cause? What's the little girl saying? Say hi, cockatoo. Say hi, cockatoo. Hi, cockatoo. Hi, cockatoo. Oh, baby. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Yeah, you figure after all these years it would take less time to do videos, but it doesn't. It's the creative part where you have to think about what you're presenting and you have to put it together. And I did part of it out here with the birds. Then I had to move it on to Final Cut and work the rest of it out over there. What are you doing there, sugar? Did I wipe the lenses? I guess I should do that. Hey, Shug. Hey, sugar. Get her attention, she'll come over. Won't ya? See that eye opening? I see that. Romeo, what are you doing up there? Romeo. Romeo, Romeo. Kind of sleepy out here today. Yeah, well, yesterday was a total ruckus after the meeting, so they're probably worn out. And this one was doing most of the inspiring everyone else to run and freak out, so weren't you, Lorelei? She goes, oh no, not guilty. Not guilty. Romeo, what are you doing up there? What are you doing? He says, don't call my name. Don't call attention to me. I'm trying to get a focus on him. It's kind of hard to do because he's buried behind everything. Where are you going, Rome? Well, they've had their breakfast and they've had hi Lucy. And so they had the commotion of the morning. Now they're kind of in the rest phase, but when I bring Cecil out, I know that's gonna spark some things. It's not the easiest time to be around Cecil. He's got a toy. It's one of those, it's like a plastic vinyl tube with 2 holes in it, and you put treats inside of it, that kind of thing. Well, he's carrying that around, then he's using it to sit on like it's an egg, so he's got issues. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure that out, but yesterday when I went to get him out of here, he nailed my hand pretty well. Once he realized what he did, he calmed right down and got on my hand, but at the other hand, because the hand that he bit was bleeding pretty well. I don't think anybody saw it. We were live when that happened. I just kind of put my hand into my, my kangaroo pouch on my hoodie and bled in there until I got paper towel and wrapped my hand. But he didn't mean to do it. And he actually didn't bite that hard because he didn't get the underside of the hand. He only got, but he's got a sharp beak. So yeah, you don't. I try to make it sharp, but it doesn't stay that way. It doesn't, does it? No, that's because you had it mistreated for so long. What are you doing with your beak? Upper beak inside your lower. That's kind of different. What are you doing, kid? Pretty eyes. Yeah, I consider it a success in a situation like that if you get nailed by a beak, if you don't get any blood on the birds. And then secondary is you don't leave a trail behind you. But, right, Lucy? What, Luce? Luce. You big, beautiful bird. You big, beautiful bird. Yeah, I'd like to get this to lose about 1/2 inch, but I'd have to take her in to... Oh, thank you for the super chat there, Amy. Yeah, it being Giving Tuesday, much appreciated. Yeah, what we're trying to do today with all the stuff we're putting out is trying to get people to sign up on Patreon or to join the YouTube channel so that we get regular income and I can show the realtor and the funder that we have it. So moving. Thank you. Yeah, move. We've got to get out of here. I mean, this is such a hotbed for them because they're they're on a pressure cooker basically, because the only time they get any kind of real freedom is out here. And then when you got mating season, it just makes it a lot worse. If they had more room, they would be less issue. And the other thing is, if I could take them out inside as well, but I can't do that here. So we're stuck with just the time out here, and occasionally, like Lucy will come out and help me make toys. But I got to be careful who I bring out, because some of the birds will try to jump on other birds' cages, and that's how you lose toes or feet. So don't want that. So our Super Tuesday focuses on trying to get people to sign up for $2 a month or $3 a month on Patreon, or become a member, which I think is $2.99 if I remember correctly, for the basic membership on YouTube. So why don't I just tell you some of the background stories on these birds? A little bird was talking in my ear. So this one is Lucy. She came to us from an animal hospital that was mistreating her. And the reason I say that is, if you're at an animal hospital and they have bird in their name, and they let the underside of the beak grow up so much you can't close your beak, that's abuse. If you flatten the beak out on the top and bottom so that the bird can't bite a customer and hurt them, that is abuse. And it was done for so long that her beak doesn't grow normally. So tomorrow is nail and beak day, and also it's the day that I record. I take weights daily, but I record the weights on once a week. So I'll be working on her beak and her nails tomorrow. But she's good about letting me work on it with a Dremel. Not something you want to do if you don't know how to use one properly. And I actually learned how to use one when I was doing gemstones. And you got to make sure that you don't get their feathers caught in it. So you have to put the bit in it right, and you have to use the right kind of bit, which is a conical bit. And there's a whole bunch to it. So I have to do her beak. I also mentioned to them a year before she came to us, because she was there when they were that company was taken over by the VCA, which is Veterinary Associates. They come in and take over these places and turn them into a money-making operation. They said, for that year that they had her, I had told them, she still had feathers on her chest. They were getting thin, though. I said, you need to give her a haloperidol. And they wouldn't do it. $50 a year was too much for them. So now she doesn't have those feathers, and she's never going to get them back because the follicles are dead, thanks to that animal hospital. And like I say, they sold out, so I don't feel too bad about talking about them as somebody else running there. Although I wouldn't go to, there's some vets I wouldn't go to see. And these national chains I'm not interested in. Hi, Lisa. I just happened to see you pop in. It's hard to do. We're not on YouTube with Zoom with this today, so I can see people comments, but only briefly. They show up and disappear. No way to get them back. So that's Lucy's story. She's been pretty quiet. She was quiet when I first got her. Unlike the other two birds that came from that place, the same place, she didn't play with her poop. Babalu and Roman both had that problem. Romeo doesn't do that anymore. Babalu still once in a while will do that. Her nails don't grow too fast. Her beak grows too fast, though, because of what they did to it. So you have to be on it. And actually, after they brought her over here, because that big company that comes in and buys out veterinary offices, said we don't want any birds or any animals on our premises. In other words, they only want things they can make money with. So I got her that day, and 2 days later, they had some couple that said, "Oh, we have a relationship with Lucy. We'd like to take her." And of course, we're a sanctuary, so we bring in one, we keep them, but unless there was some true extenuating circumstance. So they said, "We'll bring over some food, but you can approve it first." And I, so the question you ask is, so what veterinary work does she need right now? What needs to be done? And of course, they didn't know. They didn't understand her beak was screwed up. I've got pictures of that. I'll have to put them up. I still have some. I have to do a page on each one of the birds on our website. I've been redoing the website, but slowly. So there's the beak. There's the fact that she has a tendency to get lung infections. So you got to watch that really close. She starts sneezing a lot. She's sensitive to cockatoo dust, which in the wild wouldn't be a problem because it blows away, right? But and she needs to be on Haldol so she doesn't rip up her primary and secondary feathers. So none of these things, of course, those people knew. All they thought was that she's cute, and they'd been talking to her when they came in for a few years. That's the only thing they could say. But. And Sugar over here. Hi, Jocelyn. What we're trying to do is to get people to sign up for Patreon or to sign up on the YouTube webpage for like $2 a month or more, just so we can show a steady income to the realtor and the lender. Because getting a house is going to take a lender that gives us. Can get us hooked up with an underwriter. So I'm still waiting for a call back. I called on yesterday in the morning. I haven't heard anything back, which I understand that's the way this one operates, but she works hard. So Sugar came to us. I went down with two birds to Discovery Animal Hospital, a great place. And he's not an avian vet, but he has an exotics, and he worked at the San Diego Zoological Society for 7 years. So he's a sharp guy, and he's got a heart. I went down there with two birds, came back with three. One of them was this one right here. She was going to end up at a place I wouldn't send a dog, to be honest with you, but people didn't know any better, and I took her, and she was a mess. She was feather destructive, and she mutilated. She cut her own chest and that kind of fun stuff. Took about 2.5 years for me to figure out the best way to deal with her, and that's when I realized that the books, we don't have any great information on things, and the book had listed the upper and lower limit on using haloperidol. Basically, the upper limit is what you look at, right? This is where you wouldn't want to go beyond. Well, she's beyond that limit considerably. And when I figured that out, everything was fine. She was wearing collars. I think I put 13 different collars on her. And then there were lots of modifications. She hated them. She'd get on the floor and she'd cry, or release really horrible cry, and push, trying to get them off. And the day I gave her like 0.25 dose of haloperidol, I took the collar off and said, well, let's see what happens. And she immediately went after her feathers, normally preening them, cleaning herself up. And the only time we've had a problem since has been those times where she's managed to get it out of her beak, because if they get it on the lower section of their beak, they can drop stuff out of it. That's why they chew wood and they don't ingest it. They keep that stuff on the lower portion of their beak. So now I have a process with her that's a little, I don't really care for it, but it's the only thing I can do. I have to put her head back, hold it back, and then I put the syringe about halfway down her throat, squirt the medicine in, and then immediately take a stick and it's got peanut butter on it, and scrape it across the upper portion of her tongue. That forces her to start swallowing the peanut butter, which she likes anyway. And once she starts doing that, I give her the second stick I'm holding. I keep 2 sticks between my teeth when I start this. And then when she's got that done, I go over and get another stick. So she gets 3 little sticks of peanut butter to make sure she gets her meds. And the people who relinquished her to us, they gave us quite a bit of money, $500, which we burned through in the first month for her. And then, but they've, once in a while, I don't know if they're even still alive. They were both getting old and sick. So, that's why they were getting rid of her. It's not that they didn't want her. It's just they both had medical conditions and were in and out of the hospital. So they've donated several times for her benefit. It's never enough, though, these guys, just going into the vet to have a blood count. That doesn't count the liver panel. That's separate. You do a CBC on them is about $300. So, and then the DNA tests are up there, too. So, but she's doing fine, aren't you, girl? She's just looking at me like, are you going to pet my beak? If you're talking on the phone, probably not. And then there's Jasmine up there, the Jazzy Jazzbird. We haven't had her all that long, but she was a mess when I got her. She was inflicting damage to her chest, and she had quite a, hi, Kai-say, and I saw that one. So I put her on Haldol, and that's when because I dealt with sugar before, I kind of realized that sometimes you have to break the rules. Basically, you give Haldol twice a day because it has a 10-hour effect. That didn't work with her. She was trying to hang herself on toys. This is before she got the Haldol. This is the first 6 hours. She was trying to hang herself on toys. She was bouncing all around the cage, just tearing her feathers. And I got her on Haldol twice a day for the first day, and that didn't work. In that she, you get 6 hours into it and she'd start doing all those strange behaviors again. So then I put her on 3 doses, which meant I had to get up in the middle of the night, and that was working. Took 2 weeks like that, where I was getting 3 to 4 hours of sleep until she finally settled down, and she's been fine since then. She's on a mild dose, and she's not hurting her feathers. In fact, I just lowered the dose just 1 tiny notch today. But she's doing fine. She's picked up the rhythm of Peach's song, and she has the jazzy song now. So don't you? Don't you have the jazzy song? Yeah. You do a jazzy song for us? Jazzy Jazz Bird? I didn't know much about her. The folks who gave her to us, all they told me is don't let her sit on your shoulder, um, because she bites ears, but that doesn't happen. I mean, maybe twice she's kind of nibbled at my ears, but I mean, that's over the whole time. So it was probably a behavior that was specific to the environment she was in. A lot of behavior can be, location specific. So it's like when you teach a behavior, you have to generalize it because they're used to doing it in one place and they won't do it somewhere else. So that's what we call generalizing, when you take a behavior and you move it to a new area. And in the back there is Romeo, and it's hard to see. He's hiding. Are you hiding, Rome? Don't talk about me. Don't draw attention to me, he says. He was, well, let's put it this way. He was afraid of paper towels and squirt bottles. So I'll let you think about what that means. I had to train him to get used to spray bottles. Now he's the one that likes to take a shower the most here. He'll say, I love you when you spray him, and he wants you to spray him all day long. So he would gladly just sit there and get sprayed. And as far as paper towels, he still doesn't like them, but you can give him like a part of a roll, take the centerpiece out of it and give him some of the paper, and he'll tear it up. He's probably, a guess is that he might just be getting it back for whatever it did to him in the past. I'm guessing that they used the paper towels to try to keep him from biting. I have had almost no bites from him, and it's pretty much a rarity. He only bites when he gets scared. Now it's easy for him to get scared, and that's one thing I failed to mention here, is that the people who had him had 4 of his feather follicles damaged intentionally. So he is missing 4 of his flight feathers, and it was done intentionally because it's the same 2 on each side. So what happens, the same kind of thing that happens when you clip a bird, only worse in this case, but when you clip a bird, they lose their sense of balance. So if you want to know what that's like, get some water in your inner ear and you'll find out when you can't stand up straight. Or if you get vertigo, that's how he is. He's like a bird with vertigo. So he never is completely calm because he has the inability to balance himself. Thanks to someone that, I don't know, someone anonymous did this to him. And Lorelei. Now there's the exception to the rule. When I had Chloe, the one that got me to start the sanctuary, I didn't know anything. Okay, we're at that point. So no matter who we are, we're at that point pretty much somewhere in our lives, right? I didn't know anything, and I knew she was neutered. I knew that she'd been neutered. I had the veterinary records on that, and the people had told me this. So, you think stupid things when you're ignorant. I was trying to learn, but I wasn't there. Believe me, I was just at the beginning of all this. And I thought, well, maybe she'd be happy if I got her a baby, right? So I got her. We went to a place called Alpine, which is up in the hills in San Diego County. And there were 2 babies there. One was Lorelei, wasn't called that at the time. Her name was Bella. They were actually named her Bella. And then there was her sister. And so Lorelei was totally attached to her sister. And I thought, well, if she's got that kind of attachment, maybe she'll be that way with Chloe. Well, it worked out that way. She and Chloe got along until Lorelei became an adult, and then, it was like push him out of the nest kind of thing. But Chloe was her mom, and she was pretty much a normal, what you would expect of a bird. She's more bird-like than anybody else. I tried to raise her as much as I could as a bird. And but once she reached maturity, that was the end of that. I mean, they could still sit next to each other and preen each other, but the kind of mother-daughter relationship went bye-bye. And at one point, Lorelei was showing some interest in Snowball, and that got her pushed away a lot farther. And then when she reached maturity, and this is what proves the part of the anecdotal proof of why these guys feather pick. Once she reached maturity, sexual maturity, she started ripping her feathers out. So because she's in an environment where she can't bond, can't find a mate, and no matter what I tried to do, she missed important steps in her development. She was raised in an incubator, okay? They took the eggs away, which is what they do. They take the eggs away from the parents because the parents will break the eggs. They take them away, they raise them in an incubator, and then a human raises them. They say, oh, hand raising, it's the right thing. No, it's not. We have evidence that hand raising is not the right way to do this. The University of California, Berkeley, did a 5-year study and proved that the best way to raise these guys is to keep them in large, best ways in the wild. But if you're going to raise them in captivity, large aviary, not bigger than this one, right? A large aviary where they're raised by their parents and handled by humans 20 minutes a day. And then they're normal. The rest of the study showed that if you hand raise them, they have major problems. If you let the parents raise them only and you don't ever touch them, then they don't want to be around humans. So Lorelei's kind of like that. She doesn't trust humans from the start. So you're not going to form a friendship with her right away. She's wary of new humans, but because pretty much I'm the only human she's had a lot of interaction with. But yeah, she is on the 0.15 of Haldol. Take her off of it, and the feathers are all over the bottom of the cage. And it's always a hope, and it does sometimes happen that you can take them off the drug if you catch it early. That doesn't mean the problem isn't still there waiting to come out. But one of the things I've learned is that that's not necessarily the best choice because it can come back with a fury. Like the time that I was trying to lower sugar's dosage, and I got it down to 0.17 milliliters. And I spent an hour with Dr. Young at Discovery Valley as he worked each follicle to pull out the broken shafts that were in them. So if you were to assume that you can take them off, it's probably not going to work because it's the steps that they miss in their development, and they miss a lot of them. Now, there are some who have wild-caught that pluck, and they say, well, my bird was wild-caught, so why would it do that? But when you mean wild-caught, do you mean it was a baby and they chopped the tree down? That's the way they do it in Indonesia. The easiest way to get the babies, which are way up there, is just chop the tree down. So a lot of that's been stopped by the Indonesian Parrot Project. They work on putting an end to that kind of behavior. So they haven't missed as many steps because they did get partially raised, but they end up being in a terrible situation, thrown in bags, smuggled to out of Indonesia, that kind of thing, because it's illegal to trap them there. So a lot of the so-called birds that were not hand raised, that are wild caught, were caught that way. So they missed steps in their development too. So even though she acts more like a bird than the rest of them here, and I tried to raise her from what I studied about how to do that, I made sure she was flying as soon as she fledged, because I had her since she was 3 months old. And now she belongs to the sanctuary. She was my little personal bird until all of a sudden she's developed the feather destructive behavior, and then I realized that can't be that way. And I say personal, I treated her like everybody else, but, didn't consider her part of the main flock, but she definitely is now. And that problem is severe. She could turn into a mutilator quickly, so really got to be careful with this one. And let's see. On my shoulder is Kaz. Right, Kazi? Hi, Kazi. Kaz and her sister came to us. A former board member found them and brought them to me. And her sister is one of the few we rehomed. She happens to be in New Jersey, of all places. That was before I took Dr. Zellig's course. I mean, I took classes in ABA, but Dr. Zellig's course gave me the skills that I would have had to retrain Simone. But Simone was chasing everybody out of her territory, and she'd made the whole world her territory. So I could solve that now, as I'm doing with Cecil, because he's massively territorial. When I bring him out, he's going to show that, possibly by giving me another bloodletting. It's a good way of putting it. But she was in a room. This is the story behind her. It's probably true. You never know. But she was in a room between a laundry room and a kitchen, a small room, and she was left there with her sister. And what they did, they were feather destructive. They chewed their own feathers, but they also chewed each other's feathers. Where you'll hear people say, well, my bird barbers. And then your answer is, who do they barber? Well, they barber themselves. No, they don't. They barber some other bird. When a bird picks the feathers of another bird, and I know some of the vets and other people are saying this wrong too, you don't, and I have to say it this way, you don't go to a hairdresser or to a barber to watch them cut their own hair, right? You go there to have yours done. They do others. So barbering is a term that means when one bird destroys the feathers of another, okay? Feather picking is not the proper term, but that is a term that should be used for when a bird pulls its own feathers. Feather destructive behavior is the technical term for it. And it's a condition that, in all the things that I've read and from what I've seen, just gets worse over time. There may be, if you change the environment, they may stop, that kind of thing. But when she came, these two were attacking each other's feathers, and that was still a big problem. I got them on Haldol. There was less of it. They didn't really pick themselves, but they still picked each other. It's out of habit. So it's probably best that Simone isn't here. Missed that little girl, but she seems to be pretty happy where she is. And the woman who's taking care of her gets her to the vet when there's issues. She's had some physical issues, but we've been lucky with this one. She hasn't had much in the way of issues, other than being territorial, which is, yeah, that's normal, really. Right, Cause? Hi, cockatoo. She says hi, cockatoo, don't you? You say hi, cockatoo? Let's see. There's Salamander. Salamander is he's a young bird. If what I'm told is right. Hi, Sal. He has a twisted pelvis, although we were told in the beginning he had a twisted spine, and that there were x-rays to prove that. No, there were no x-rays to prove that, because he has a twisted pelvis. And in fact, when I took him into to Jenkins to get the x-rays done, Jenkins did 8. He charged me for 1, but he did 8 x-rays on this guy because he'd never seen anything like it, a bird that could survive with that. And he passed it on to some of the other experts that read x-rays, radiologists that read avian x-rays, and they said they didn't know whether he got that in, it was a defect. It was a defect that affected him in the egg, or if it came just after, but the only thing they could say is it had to happen early on. So the x-ray is pretty scary, since it looks like his Looks like his left leg is coming right out of his stomach. Doesn't it? He's a little shy, just like Peaches was, because he can't move around so well, and he's probably in pain all the time, but he's learned to live with it. He loves to be petted, this guy. He was a bird that was stolen in San Diego County and retrieved, and then the lady who had him gave him to us. So he's had a lot happen to him, and when they got him, they clipped his wings, just horribly. You're supposed to. I don't believe in wing clipping, but there is a specific way to do it, and they just like took scissors and butchered his wings. He still has some problems. They don't grow in just the way they should all the time, but some of that is also due to the fact that he has that twist in his spine, right, big boy. And he's got a couple of quirks. You don't walk up to him. If you want to die, if you really want to die, you see the size of that beak. Walk up to him with a beer in your hand and a hoodie over your head. You have almost zero chance of surviving that. If I put this hoodie up right now, he would bite my head through it. And it's just what he would do. And if he doesn't like you to put your tail into him, or even a bird to do that. So he doesn't want to see your tail in his face because he will bite it. Won't you? Won't you? Am I telling your secrets? Yeah. But he's a big sweetie. And he makes great jungle sounds when he feels like it, don't ya? Don't ya? You're the best at the jungle sounds. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. He's missing one toe, which might have been, in the pet store sitting on top of another bird's cage, or who knows. We don't have that story, so we don't have it. Hi, baby. He'll usually run away, but he's been getting into, Jasmine isn't doing anything to him, but Jasmine will try to get by him. And in the past, he's run away from that. Well, now what he's doing is standing up, as if she's doing something to hurt him. She's just trying to walk by. She's one of those birds that likes to do that, so. Hi, sweetheart. Cage aggression. Well, I doubt I can solve the cage aggression and anxiety. There's a lot to animal training, and I will say this first. Anyone who actually wants to work with any animal and be successful consistently should take Animal Training 101 from Dr. Zelix. And then, of course, you have to know the species you're dealing with. So, but what you want to do is make sure that they don't have any nesting area, and that they're not. If they have any toys, they're treating as if it's a mating partner. You want those out of the cage. You want to give them toys that they can't do that with, and that's a tough one to find. Wood is probably the best bet. If you have wood that's hanging on a chain with some round plastic pieces in between, or some kind of spacers, that's a toy that, but I've seen birds try to mate with those too, so. Birds do, occasionally, you'll find that a bird will be, well, like you say they prefer women and kids. Not a good choice that they prefer kids. I wouldn't put one of these guys near a child. Not because I'm afraid so much of the bird as I am the child. Just don't trust children. I know how mean they can be, but the preferences can be if you take like Animal Training 101 and you do a little study in the Manual of Parrot Behavior, you'll be able to deal with it. But I'll give you a couple of clues. Like getting rid of all of the mating stuff that the birds are showing too much interest in, if they're sitting on them, or if they're grooming their toys. Trying to think. If there's someone in the house who's over petting the bird, you need to stop that. And by over petting, I mean petting more than 5 minutes. Now, you can break these rules if you've been trained, okay? They're because you know how to break them. Sulfur crusteds, there's different sulfur crusteds, but most sulfur crusteds they're pretty high energy. Bear with me a second. I'm trying to. So the first thing you need to do is find out if somebody's petting them improperly under the wings or down the back. If they're petting them for too long, if they're using them as a security blanket and holding on to them. Okay, you don't usually pet them. That's good. Well, that's one thing there. Okay, there's a protected contact technique, which you'll learn if you take Dr. Zelig's class. You come up to the cage occasionally and give them their favorite treat. You have to find what their favorite food is, which you can do by laying out a tray with different kinds of food on it, different treats. Whatever they take, and make sure you do it in the morning before you put the food in the cage. Whatever they take, that's their treat. Pull it out of their diet. The only time they get it is when you're training. So part of the training thing, this is called come bearing gifts. So what you're going to do, who isn't food motivated? I can probably hand somebody a piece of chocolate here or get motivated, including me. But so have them come by the cage and give that little treat. Now, if the bird starts to bite through the cage, that kind of thing, what you can do is put that food on something. Put it on a spoon or something so you can get it to them, and then eventually you move your hand farther and farther down until you're handing it to them. And then the other part of this thing that you would want to do would be the calm attention. And calm attention is like meditation, okay? You get the bird to just look at you, all right? To pay attention to you. So, so you can do that through the cage. You look at the bird. And the bird looks at you without turning its eyes away for 1 second. You hand them a little piece of whatever it is they like to eat. That one thing that you're using from now on is their treat. So now, sometimes it can change if they show that they're not interested in it anymore. You can put out a tray with other things and have them pick something else. But I'm saying you're going to stick with this one, and unless the situation changes. So what you're doing is you're looking at them through the cage for once, like this, right? For 1 second. Then you give it to them. Then you want to stretch it to 2 seconds, and then to 3, and then to 4. Don't try jumping to 5 or 10 seconds right away. I know how people are. Let's just get this done. It doesn't work that way. So when you can build it up to 30 seconds, you know you've got the bird's attention. Okay? So what you're doing is developing the ability in the bird to pay attention to you. And Dr. Zelig obviously does that with all of the birds all the animals. She does train birds, but she's mostly training aquatic animals because if you try general anesthesia on something like a seal, it's going to die. Yeah, it's just going to die. You just don't, it's a 50-50 chance on almost and sometimes it's probably worse than that. So what she does is she trains the animal to be able to have surgery while they're wide awake. It's just a local on the area, So, but you watch her use these techniques, and you see how effective they are. Okay. But those are two of those techniques that I used on Marley, who's a double yellow-headed. This bird hates men, won't get anywhere near men. Within a week, he was out here not here, but in our aviary at the former sanctuary, not the temporary digs we're in now, but and he was out, and he comes sitting on my lap. This bird does not like men. Oh, yeah. Well, like I say, you can train that out. But again, you need the skill. And I can tell you one other reason you might want the skill, because the techniques work on people too. So if you've ever been in a situation where you get into some kind of issues between you and some other person, a relative or a close person, you can use these techniques to get yourself out of it. So, but that's what I would do. I would do the come bearing gifts, which is just randomly, once in a while, using protected contact through the cage, give this bird a treat, and then do the calm attention every day, 1 second at first. So, and build up to, if you can build up to a minute. And a friend of mine in Australia, I've told the story before, but he watched some of the videos, which you can see Dr. Zellick's on YouTube. She's got a couple of videos up there, just short ones. She the videos, if you take the class, are quite long, and it's just a video class, but it's 2 hours of video. You can watch for 20 minutes, stop and come back to it, that kind of thing. But he said, well, it's easy for her to train those animals because they're all paying attention to her. And I laughed and I said, yeah? No, Eleanor, you didn't get the wrong day. This is Giving Tuesday, so we just started this kind of impromptu, but in the middle of everything else. But that's it. The calm attention technique is what she uses to get a bird to pay attention, because if they aren't paying attention to you, I'm glad you're here. I was in such a rush to do this, I didn't even send out messages. I just was dealing with Amy. But, and I've been working on videos, but, so again, if you can get them to pay attention to you, and then the other thing, if you get to the point where you feel comfortable training this bird that's cage aggressive, you want to teach targeting first before you teach step up. So if they already know how to step up, that's fine, but targeting is what's most important. The bird needs to be able to put its body where you want it, and you have to get the bird to make that choice itself. We're not training birds or commanding birds to do things. We are giving them cues, and they're making these decisions on their own. It's important, okay? The old way of training animals is, I gave the command. I hate it when I hear someone do that, say command, because I know that they don't have the skill to do what they're doing. So, yeah, if you got a bird that's aggressive towards sticks, what I would do is start out with something like a craft stick that has peanut butter on it, or almond butter, or cashew butter, or something that the bird likes, and then slowly work up to a bigger one, like a tongue depressor, and just work it up like that until the bird's not afraid of sticks anymore. And then there's perches that are made out of plastic that you can also hold by hand. So that might also work. You just look for an alternative that works. I hope that was helpful. There's a lot to it. We do what's called a functional analysis, or I do a functional analysis, where you figure out what the behavior serves a function in their life, and you have to figure out what that function is, and then find something else to replace it. If you've got a child that's drinking Kool-Aid with lots of sugar in it, you got to find something else you can give them that fulfills the need to drink. They want to drink something else that'll fulfill that need that's not all loaded with sugar. So that's the kind of idea. It's called replacement, or differential replacement, because you're doing one thing to replace another. But you take some classes in ABA, you'll learn all that. And it makes a difference. I know I've had a lot of people tell me that, well, I've had birds for, one woman said, I've had I've had African gray for 8 years. I don't know why I need to take any classes to learn anything. And that's when I came up with my famous line, which got me hung up on, which was, I've been driving a car for 40 years, but that doesn't make me an auto mechanic. Yeah, if I hadn't studied, and I'm still studying, if I wasn't studying and hadn't taken classes, I couldn't sit in this aviary with a bunch of birds. And then you have to know first aid and other things too. Um, and first aid is first aid. Depends on what's happened. But if you have a bird that has an open wound and you've, like on the foot or something, you can patch it up with superclot or styptic, but you still need to take them in, because if they've got something like that, it's a chance that it'll open up in the middle of the night. So, and you don't want to deal with that. Kazi, are you tough? Is Kazi a tough girl? Well, that's a story about Kaz too. The first day she was with us, and then she was here with her sister, she took Bob, flipped him on his back, and held him down by his throat. So, meek little girl, aren't you? You never do anything like that, do you? No, you never do anything like that. No. You're always a good girl. I told your story, didn't I? Yes, I did. If you're trying to train a bird to say anything, what you do is wait for them to start vocalizing. Or when they look like they're going to vocalize, you can learn to see the signs when they're about ready to talk or make a sound, and that's when you want to do it. You can repeat a word around them forever. It won't make much of a difference. But if you wait until they start making a sound, whatever it is, and then start saying hello, and don't go hello, trying to teach them, to do it slowly like you would a child. Don't do that. Not unless you want the bird to say hello. You teach them the way you want it to say it. You want them to say hello, you should say hello. Don't go hello, because then they'll say it in slow motion. So train the sound you want to hear. Don't try to train them in steps, because they'll learn it one way, and that'll be that. And they may learn other variations, but like Peaches could say hello, 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 hello. I mean, she had a whole bunch of ways of saying hello, and they all meant something slightly different. So, train the sound you want to hear. Yeah, if I hadn't taken Dr. Friedman's course and Dr. Zelig's course, I always recommend Dr. Zelig's first, because the videos are hands-on. Now, she has a book, Animal Training 101. If you like reading college manuals that are graduate, I would say graduate level, that's fine. I mean, but if you watch the videos and have the book, you'll understand the book. Yes, you see her using the principle, then you read about it. Oh, okay, I see what she was doing. Try reading the book and doing it the other way, trying to apply it. Not easy. Not easy. I mean, I got through it because I'd already had classes in it, but it is the best book I've ever read. I mean, I read Paul Chance's Learning and Behavior, and quite a bunch of other books were written about human behavior, because there isn't much on animals. But when I read hers, it's like, yeah, she nailed it. She totally nailed it. So, yeah, now she trains sea lions, predators, to have operations while awake. Yeah, I saw in one of the videos she had, I saw one of her students feeding a hyena through a cage, and then dealing with hi Aaron, and then dealing with sticking a needle into its neck, to give it to take blood out for a sample, and also to give some medicine. So Now, it was done in protected contact because hyenas are, they're not dogs. Let's just put it that way. They kind of look like them, but they're not dogs. And dogs are predators that you can't trust either. But with a hyena, if it decides it's going to go for you, you're in trouble. So it was done in protected contact. But the animal put its neck right up for her to do that, and it was a volitional. It made the choice to do it itself, which is what you want. You want your animals to make their own good choices, right? I saw another video. I saw a video. Amy had pointed me to a zoo in Germany that uses ABA, and it was bizarre to see them use it with lizards. It's just. Actually using ABA to get a lizard to get up where they could take samples from it. It's just amazing. Yeah, someone said, I noticed the pop through that trust is essential. It is. If they don't trust you, you're not going to get anything. But you want to build that trust, and then you want to give them the power to shape their own lives with your direction. And that means sometimes you have to compromise. Compromising is important because they have to make compromises too. But they still have to fulfill the functions in their lives. So let's see. What? You silly girl. What are you doing, Lorelai? Oh, someone wants to get their beak petted. Try not to eat my clothing, Lorelai. Come on. We're not eating clothes today. This one. Motor beak. Just has to eat clothing. She's like a moth. I want to pet her. Beak a little bit. Because she's asking. Oh, I got the camera on, She's like, what are you doing? Why is that pointing at me? Yeah, there was, I don't remember what year it was, but there was a group of cognitive scientists that signed a statement that these animals are self-aware, and they said certainly birds and mammals are self-aware, but in their estimation, everything is. And if you don't think that animals are self-aware, or even bugs, try to squish a spider and see what happens. I mean, act like you're going to do it. It will run away. Well, why is it doing that? Does it have some sense of itself? It probably does. That's what cognitive scientists are saying. But they're saying that they know they know that it's true that animals that are, at least birds and mammals are self-aware. What are you doing? I hear you up there. I hear you. How many sulfur-crested species exist? Well, let's see. There's the greater sulfurs in Australia. There's the tritons off Christmas Island. There's the lesser sulfurs in Indonesia. And then there's the albati, which we thought was extinct, which is in Indonesia. I think they're only on one island. The Indonesian Parrot Project found them, fortunately, so they can protect the island. So I know of 4. There's probably more, but that's the 4 I know of. I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head. Oh, thank you, Aaron, for that super chat. Much appreciated. Towards our move, yes. Our move. Oh yeah, it's too bad that Stuart died, but it's still going. So he dropped everything for birds. So once he figured out how they were suffering, he just up. Thank you so much for that deposit. Lucy got me. Laurel, do not walk on it. No, don't laugh at me. She has an unusual laugh. It's just Oh yeah? Are you sure about that? Well, I remember when just as I was starting this, I donated $500 to the Indonesian Parrot Project, and just before Stuart Metz died, he donated $1,500 to us. That was a few years ago, though. Amazing how fast 1,500 goes. That's food and toys. Eat that up in just no time, but we made a little bit of money on Instagram for toys, so we got like 754 parts coming in, and I think a little bit. We obviously, besides the move, we have to keep these guys in toys, and so we've got enough money now set aside specifically for pine cones, so we'll be able to buy those because they like them. Oh, you little girl. Oh, you little girl. You're just so abused. You've got the perfect sound. Who can refuse that? Who can refuse that sound? Oh, baby. You're just too cute. You know that, sugar? Yeah, so today we're trying to get people to sign up for $2 a month or more at Patreon. $2 is that's acceptable for sure, and then or to sign up to be at least a base level member on YouTube, so that we can show the realtor and the lender that we have some funds coming in to pay the rent. So. That's our Giving Tuesday project, trying to get people to do that so that we can show the lender, hey, look, see, we're bringing in this amount of money a month. So I wish the lender had called me back, but she hasn't done that. So she's known for not being the best one to communicate, but she's also known for being the best one to get you pre-approved. So. Then we're going to need a little more money for an attorney, because I want to have everything set up so that everything goes to the sanctuary when I pass, because I'm not going to live forever, am I, sugar? Someone's got to pet my beak. Someone's got to pet my beak. Someone's got to pet that beak. This beak? That beak. Yeah. You're a good girl, sugar. I saw that little face sticking out of that dog carrier. It's one of those plastic carriers that has just the grate on the side. And I see this face looking out at me. And his face looked just about like that. The rest of the body was all torn up, but she couldn't tear up these feathers. So I see this face with this horrible body on it. And that was the sugar. The sugar bird. Gotta see if it's about time to bring boys out. Yeah, it is. Okay, Lorelai, you have to go in. I'm going to bring the boys out. Let me see if I can... I've got the camera facing. I'll set the camera up so you guys can watch this process. And if I bleed to death, let me know, because... don't grab my ear. Oh, okay. Cecil he's in rare form right now, so... Lorelai, hold on. I'm going to put this in my pocket. It's going to go dark for a second. Because I've got to get... the door open with Lorelai in. hands. There you go. Try to set this up. I don't have. One of these days, I'm going to remember to bring up something to actually prop that up. Go along. Baby girl. Baby, baby, baby girl. Now there. What's up? I love you. 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 Come here, guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Come here, guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Come here, guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. Guys. I'm going, guys. I better go look for that. I think I lost my AirPods in there. Before Cecil gets me. All right, guys, hold on a sec. Dad's looking for his AirPods. There they are. He would not let me look for these. Jeez. Cecil, you're not. At least, yeah. At least it keeps him from nipping. All right. All right. Ah. Come on, Pip Pip. Pip Pip. You're not sitting on your eggs. You know it's time to go out there, huh? Yeah? Tell me all about it. Come on, Pip. Come on, Pippi. Come on, beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. Yes, you are. Come on. Snowball. Come on. Come on, Snowball. That's the worst position when he gets in that position up there. It's hard to get him loose. Say! Got that. Snowball. Now we'll come. Come on. He gets stuck. He's been like that since I got him. One more. Gotta get Monster Bird out. Well, it wasn't really his fault. Babaloo, come on. My knees. Come on, big boy. Come on. Come on. Come here. Yes, a bob. A baby girl. Oh, I'm not so sure about that. A baby girl. Babaloo. Oh, thanks, Dan. But you big silly. Big silly. Big silly. Here you go, Bob. Where is Cecil? Where is that evil bird? Hi, Cecil. Excuse me. Excuse me. Do you mind? Nut. Okay. Cecil, what are you doing? Yeah, the mating behavior is just completely out of control with him. It looks like you need that toy clean too. You got something all over it. There is a principal involved in that though, and he's holding on to that toy. It's called DRI, differential reinforcement of an incompatible behavior. You can't put that big beak into your hand if he's holding that toy. Which is why I let Dan take him out of his cage. If he hadn't had that in his beak at the time, I don't think I would have. It's not lodged. No, it's not. He's just holding on to it. He's been using that thing as an egg. So I'm probably going to have to take it out of his cage too. But you having fun? It's not stuck there, is it? Is it actually stuck on your beak? Oh, maybe it is. Yeah, he's acting like he's got it stuck. Oh, well. Okay. This will be fun. So we can prop this up. Is it stuck on your beak? Is it? I'm trying to see if it's stuck. I can't tell if he's holding on to it or it's stuck. Are you holding on to it or is it stuck? Cecil. I honestly can't tell. Are you going to let go of it? Cecil. It looks like he might actually have that wedged on there. But I can't tell because he keeps tightening his beak down. Yeah. Cecil. Let me see if I can get it loose there. Was it stuck? Was it? I can't tell. It looks like it might have been. No, he wants to keep it, so. Yeah, it looked like it stuck to me too, but he kept trying to make it so I wouldn't take it off. So he was fighting me. Where usually a bird will work with you to remove something, unless they're scared, and he wasn't scared. You okay? You all right? Hmm? A big beak? Yeah, and it had signs that it got stuck, so I don't know if it was or not. Probably was. So it's going to come out of your cage, isn't it? Because if you get things like that stuck right now, it's not a good thing. He's got another toy in there that I'm going to have to Babaloo. No, that I'm going to have to take out, which is it's a rainbow stick. It's like when you move it, it sounds like rain, but it's made out of plastic. And he's been taking that up and sitting on it, so using it like an egg. Yuck. That side needs to be cleaned anyway. But you don't need no. You're going to get it stuck again. No, see, he put himself into that. You see it? He just stuck himself in there. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Why don't you go get a piece of wood or something? Hmm? He intentionally put his beak back in there. So damn, that's nasty. Oh, that's food. He had it in his food bowl. That's not poop. Poop doesn't come that color. Nope. So what you doing, Cecil? Now this one, when he came to us, was I don't know if I can get my. Gonna try to change my ears, but I don't think so. Nope. It looks like he's wearing a cockatoo gas mask. Yeah, and he wants it in there. He means, well, let's leave it alone. No, you stop it. This one is such a pain. He figures out a way to, no, I'm going to take those out of this pocket. Cecil, don't walk on my hand while I'm trying to get stuff out of a pocket. What Bob will do is he knows I have something in a pocket. So he'll bring a piece of wood or something, and then instead of chewing on the wood, he'll drop the wood and then try to get what's in my pocket. That's the way he plays the game. It's a good game because he beats me a lot with it, but where Cecil just beats me with toys, well, he beats me in a lot of other ways too. He's a smart bird. He's just a little bit on the crazy side right now, aren't you? Hmm? Are you a little crazy? Are you a little crazy? Hmm? Ah, be nice. No fighting. I had enough of that yesterday. No fighting. No, no, no. We're not going to do that. No, actually, my clothing is not one of your toys. So I don't want you to use it as a toy. Now Bob's petting me with a toy. You haven't lived until you've had a bird pet you. Right, Cecil? Bye, Eleanor. We're looking forward to your talk about parrot intelligence, too, which we hope to have that soon. Right? Right. No hurry, but it will be fun to have more insight on parrot intelligence. Bye, Eleanor. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you still petting me? Those are hard blocks of wood, aren't they? Yeah. Taking you a little while to turn them into toothpicks. Nope. We're not going to do the arm and the toe at the same time. We're not. We're not doing that. Why are you sticking this on your face? You get it jammed there intentionally. I can tell. Why are you doing that? Hmm? What are you doing that for? Yeah, he's definitely losing that toy. I'm going to take that one away from you. I am. I'm going to take it away from you. Maybe not this moment, but hey, let go of it. Let go of it. See, so let go of it. Okay, now it's off your beak. Now you got it jammed again. Will you stop doing that? I'm not sure what I would call that behavior, but it's not good. Would you stop? Disconnect from it. Come on, just let go. Cecil, I gotta be gentle, but try to get it off his beak. Cecil, I got it. Okay. I'm not sure where I can put it, so you can't get it. Bob, try to hide it under the chair or something. I don't know. No, Bob. All right. Give it back. No. What'd you do with it? She pulled my earpiece out. What did you do with that? Lucy, you big toad. That was well done, Lucy. I have no idea where it went, but I'm sure I'll find the pieces of it before long. Okay. Oh, there it is. Cecil. Okay. Ah, you little pest. All right, guys. Don't walk over the phone. He's out of my ears. YouTube doesn't know how to switch audio devices. Yeah. Yep. Now, that toy was doing something to your head. Yes, it was. We needed to get rid of that toy. I know. I know. I don't. Yes, that looks like a really aggressive stance, right? He's not even trying to bite. He's just got his beak open like that. And the thing is, his nares are clear. He's breathing normally, so opening his beak like that is just a behavioral thing. All right? Right? And once we get moved in the new place, I hope by January or February, and get all these guys checked. Right now, that's nigh impossible. The nearest avian vet that I trust is a 2-hour drive. So I'd be gone for 5 hours and have to go down there with like 3 birds at a time kind of thing. So what are you doing, Bob? Yeah, you can't hear anybody. It's YouTube, so you can't hear anybody talk. So. Hi, Mander. You on the move? No, just want to be petted, huh? Yeah, Jazz has woke up now. Lucy. Oh, you let her pass for once. That was good. You're learning. Instead of fighting, she let her pass. Good girl, Lucy. Good girl. Oh. Oh, pretty song. Pretty song. I am reinforcing that behavior, by the way. Pretty song. Pretty song. She started doing that after Peaches died, so the day Peaches died, in fact. Picking up the rhythm, not the same pitch, but it's the rhythm of the Peachy song, but it's a jazzy song. It's the jazzy song now, isn't it? In memory of Peaches. In memory of the peach. You want down? All right, come on. Come on, cutie. Come on. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hmm? You aren't gonna hit me with a stick? Oh, I'm sorry. You walked on the wound I got from Cecil yesterday. Cecil was just too hyped up. Hey, gently. Oh, she almost fell over. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. She just lost her balance. Cecil he's skywalking, or Snowball is skywalking. Roman, it's just Skywalker. I like you, Bob. I don't trust you, but I like you when it comes to my electronics. Now, Lucy just popped that AirPod out just like there was nothing to it and threw it. Probably thought she was cleaning my ears or something. Where are you going, Jazz Bird? Where's the Jazz Bird going? The Jazzy Jazz Bird? The Jazzy Jazz Bird? Bob's still making toothpicks. Snowball just convinced Romeo he didn't want to be on that perch. He moved back to the perch that's kind of hidden from everybody else. Bob has stolen Cecil's stick. Cecil, what do you have to say about that? Oh, he says, I'm going to go get something else. What should we do, Cecil? What did we do? Did we take out the footstool and we took out the bucket and all the toys you normally hit me with just to try to calm you down? I don't care if you hit me with a toy. You can hit me with a pine cone. That would be a lot worse, but... No, we're not doing that. Yeah, when I got him, he looked like a doll. I mean, he had no personality, and nobody preened his head, so he just had a bunch of spikes on his head. Oh, now I got to reverse the camera again. Okay, had a bunch of spikes on his head. Didn't even start to see a real personality emerge for about 6 months. Now he's got all kinds of personalities, don't you? Jazz, what are you doing? Oh, Jazz. Oh, you're hoping he'll preen you? I don't think so if he's got one of those wood blocks. Now, there's a philosophical question for you. Why is it when you have a bird on one arm and another one on the other arm, your head starts to itch? You know, that's when you're either going to sneeze, your head starts to itch, your nose is itch, something like that. So, hi, baby. I mean, actually, I'm going to scratch my head. Pippa, what are you doing up there? Pip, Pip. She's still sitting on those eggs. She's had 4. I'm afraid to take them out now because I don't want her doing another clutch. I don't think that would be a good thing. But she's not losing weight, but she's not eating right either. She's like heavy in the peanut butter sauce and that kind of thing. She's eating a lot of cashews, and almonds have got a lot of calcium, so that's okay. I'm putting extra almonds in there, but she's basically eating cashews, peanut butter, and almonds right now. And the rest of the stuff she's ignoring. I wish she would eat some of the edamame. There's a lot of nutrition in soybeans, but despite what the industries are trying to tell you, the research that was funded by the meat and dairy industry, you don't want to eat soybeans. They're terrible for you. That's why the Chinese have done so well for 10,000 years. They eat soybeans. Soybeans are good. Soybeans good. You like soybeans. Yeah, that's the first thing most of these birds go for. But his initial problems were just he was almost catatonic. He hardly did anything. He didn't move. And once I started getting him to look at his environment and come out of his shell, he's become a little wild man. But he's a great bird, aren't you? You're a great bird, aren't you? Aren't you a great bird? A Cecil bird. Nobody else is the Cecil bird. Just the Cecil bird. Big silly. Sometimes he'll still get a blank look on his face that reminds me of when I first got him, but it's not often, but it does happen. Hi. What are you doing? Hey, Lucy. You thief. What are you doing over there, you little thief? Huh? You want to come over here, Lucy? Lucy. Pretty bird. Pretty bird. That to her, that means I want. It's the equivalent. Stop it. Pippa, no. We're not doing that. Scoot. No, we're not fighting. Nope, we're not fighting. Bob, get back down there and play. Pippa, no fighting. How much does it cost for one bird in the sanctuary average? Per month. If there is an average. Stop it. About $50 a month. Average when you put in the medical and the dry food and the wet food and toys and everything. Hey! You stop it, Bob. You're not going to start being aggressive again. No. Bob, pay attention to me. No. You're getting too territorial. This is mating season stuff here. You're getting too territorial. And that's something you have to train yourself to do. Yeah, you have to. Are you going to beat me with that now? Okay. You have to train yourself to put your hand directly in front of a beak that's being aggressive. Bob's probably not going to bite me in 99 out of 100 situations. Pippa will. She'll bite. Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. About $50 a month. I worked that out once before, but I just had to go through it in my head again. You guys, I'm not gonna, Cecil, with you beating my head, it's kind of hard to. Hey, not eat the phone. And the hand I had to use to keep, I'm still using to keep Bob from being aggressive with Pippa right now. Pippa, don't you get aggressive to him. Is the hand that Cecil got me yesterday. He got me on, so I'm basically putting the wound right in front of Bob's face. Right, Bob? Yeah, I know about that. Hey, Pippa, you don't need to get into a fight with Bob, okay? Bob's a big chicken. He'll run away usually, but there are exceptions. Cecil? I can't get audio messages, Amy. If you sent me an audio message, I can't see it. I can't hear it. Oh, he's not going to bite my neck. That's never happened. Oh, I would say it's impossible, but it's highly unlikely. Yeah, he just likes to whack me in the head with it. He doesn't bite me. It's more likely if I had clothing over my face, then like my hoodie on or something. Yeah, he might try to grab the hoodie and the toy at the same time, but he won't do that with my skin. At least he's never done it. Oh, that was a while ago. Who bit my nail bed? Honestly, I don't remember. I think it was Bob, but I wouldn't swear to it. I don't remember. That's funny. I don't think about bites all that much. It took about 6 months for the nail to come back, but. Hey. Hey. No fighting over there. With you sitting on my hand, I'm kind of in a bad situation here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Cecil will take naps, but it's not common. He's not napping a lot. Hold on, Cecil. I'm trying to turn on my hand warmer. A little chilly out here. Hey, you two. No, I'm not going to. Bob, that's it. You're down. You're not going to do that. You may have a little confidence from your thing yesterday, but believe me, Pippa will tear you up. She's just a lot tougher than you are. You might be bigger, but she's tougher. Pippa? Bob? No. You took the quick elevator that time. Babaloo, you're not playing that game. No. That's Cecil. Don't worry about Cecil. He's not going to do anything to you. Bob? No, he's under the chair. Playing games. No, Bob. You're not. You're going to go in if you keep it up. Stop it. No. Babaloo. Yoo-hoo. Stop it. Cecil. Cecil, it's not your toy. Cecil bird. Pippa, where are you? Where's the Pip? There she is. Okay. Bob's down below the chair and Pip's above me. That's about a good position. Come on, bring up the spoon. I can't imagine what you're going to do with that. There's definitely one advantage to doing Zoom rather than going straight on YouTube. You turn your camera just slightly one way or the other, and it comes up going, oh, that's the wrong angle. And you Zoom, you can move your hands any way you want, and then it still broadcasts to YouTube. I just wonder how he's going to hit me with it. It's not a question of if he's going to hit me with it, but how he's going to hit me with it. Now, quit telling me the orientation is locked. You're just going to chew on it? You don't have to suggest it. He'll figure it out on his own. I'm going to hit my dad with that. Yep, there you go. You whacked me once with it. Sometimes I almost expect him to, like, his head to completely turn all the way around, and then he's going to spit out a green pea soup. What did I say? And we just need Meredith McRae to do the voice, right? She's the one that did the voice in The Exorcist, the voice of the demon. Oh, ouch. Okay, well, you whacked my hand. That's good. That's the one that's warming up. Oh, here we go. Oh, Bob's put a sharp end on that stair. He's just about got it apart. That's manzanita. He's busting apart a piece of manzanita. That's scary. How to serve man. The light béarnaise sauce, right? Well, that's pretty docile right now, but he'll come up with something better, I'm sure. Bob, are you having fun taking that apart? Bob, that's manzanita. You're not supposed to be able to pull it apart. Okay, ouch. You got me. Oh, pretty song, Jazzy Bird. Pretty song. What I would expect him to do is to make a sharp end on the other side and stab me with it, but he's done that kind of thing before. He likes to make sharp sticks and then come at you with them. Don't you? What, did you want to come down? I thought you were just singing. All right, come on down. Hi, oh, Bob, be nice to Jazz. Jazz is coming down to be with us. Hi, Jazz. Oh, careful with the stick you hit Jazz. Don't hit the Jazz with the stick. Uh-oh. Okay, let's move you over here, Jazz. I don't want you to get hit with the stick, okay? All right. Hey. Where are you going? Yeah, that's not safe. You want to go up there again? All right. We're getting some comments from the corvid gallery out here. We have quite a few corvids, crows. Jeez. It's not a dental appliance. I didn't really want you to jam it into my mouth, that toad. That's a pretty girl. Are you sure you want to come down here? I don't think it's recommended right now. You're having second thoughts. I can see it. He's got that stick. I don't think I'd come down. Cecil? Nut? And Lucy's over there looking horrified. Aren't you, Luce? Yeah. Music, if you can hear it in the background, is from Steven Spielberg's a movie that should have gotten the awards that year, but didn't. What are you doing, Empire of the Sun? Be careful now. You're gonna pop. That one almost went in my eye. I gotta get you down here. I just don't. It just about jammed it in my eye. I gotta be a little more cautious with that. You're being a little bit rough with it. Well, you are. You're a good boy, though. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What are you doing? Hey. See, that's what you got to watch, because he'll go to pick up a toy, and then if your arm happens to be in a sleeve, he'll get that arm. He won't mean to, though, but it's just he's trying to grab the sleeve at the same time. So you have to move right. No, we're not doing that, because I know what happens. You get my arm every time. Well, every other time, not every time. Well, crows played an important part in the stand. Randall Flagg would show up in the form of a crow. Whack. And then down here, Babalu, come on, switch camera. Babalu has turned Manzanita into pieces, which is hard to do. Yeah, the crows were actually saying flag, 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 flag. Yeah, he's broken up that. And that's Manzanita he tore apart. I don't know about you, Bob. Yeah, that, I wasn't, when I saw that as a kid, the birds, I didn't find that scary at all. And I think it's because if you can tell the birds aren't really into that. And it could have gotten some pretty good, if you had Cecil and some birds like that, you could get some pretty scary looks. But Cecil can get that beak open, and he looks like he wants to tear your face off, but he's just got his beak open. He's basically been doing that since, ouch! Since there's a sharp edge on that. Where did, okay. Hold on. Let me fix that so I don't get scraped in the face again. What the heck was I talking about? Well, Cecil, you just completely blanked my mind. Well, it's easy to do. You shouldn't feel like you achieved anything. Oh, there's that stupid orientation lock again. Well, guys, I think it's probably enough time. I know that my volunteer is in Germany and needs to get some sleep. So, yeah, they didn't look menacing. Yeah. Well, in the movie Jaws, there's only one scary part, and that's when Robert Shaw tells that story about uh, taking the bomb, and sitting in the water for 6 days. The rest of it's kind of just fun. I like Roy Scheider and Richard Dreyfuss, so I find the movie it's a lot of fun to watch. But the scary part is when he tells that story about being in the water. Just like in Jurassic Park, it's a total joke. The whole movie is a joke. But when he talks about that, he takes that talon and he tells the story in the beginning and paints that picture. That's where it really is scary. The rest of the movie isn't. But okay. Well, Amy says we can go on. So as long as I'm still have battery power, let me check. It's gonna give me trouble. Well, I tried a lot of battery, so we're okay. Hey. Cecil, you nut. You listen to the crow, Bob? That was my nose. Why don't you pick a smaller target? Uh-oh, he's trying to make a sharp edge at the other end. Cecil? Pippa, what are you doing? And Snowball's listening to the crow, too. What are you doing, Luce? She wants down, but she doesn't want down while Cecil has got a stick. Hey, no, we're not doing that. You're not going to come over here and start eating my watch. No. That's what tells me when I need to do things. Without that, I get lost, and I don't want to be lost. Are you going to take the end of that off, huh? Are you? So you can poke me with it? If you turn that into a knife, I'm going to toss it outside. I will. That one I can put through the bars. So don't turn it into a knife. Thanks, Amy. Say thank you, Amy. For the super chat. Yeah. For the Lucy bird. Yeah, who wants her popcorn. And then she wants to sit on me, but she's not going to do that while Cecil's wielding a stick. What are you doing? You dancing or what? Hmm? What you doing, Cecil? Silly sea salt. Silly sea salt. You're standing on my wound. I don't know if it won't open up again, so you might want to stand somewhere else. That's better. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, thanks for the super chat, Warm Fuzzy. Warm Fuzzy things. I think he wants you to whack me with a spoon. I think they want you to whack me with a spoon. Oh, you will? You'll do that? You don't even have to be paid? Bob, try not to eat my leg. Bob, don't eat my clothing. He knows the tone of voice. That's it. He doesn't understand, obviously. Oops, now they're going to fight over the spoon. Not a good idea. Cecil, that was my nose. Bob, don't laugh at me. You hear Bob chuckle? Get out of there. You leave that alone. We don't chew on lithium-ion batteries. No, we don't. That's how I keep my hands from freezing. Cecil, no, not gonna chew the watch. I know what you're doing. Cecil bird, Cecil bird, Cecil bird. They get dancing out here sometimes. They get the music going, which can't do. I mean, I could write some music and play it out here, I suppose. What do you think, Cecil? Yeah? Bob? No, I don't want you two fighting over the spoon. Bob? No. Yeah, I can do that one. Come here, Cecil. On this hand, though. I can't do it on the other hand right now. Come here. No, you gotta get... He's Cecil the cockatoo. Hello. He's Cecil the cockatoo. Hello. Strong to the finish, because he eats his spinach. Oops. He's more interested in that stick. No. You having fun? Are you, Cecil? Oh. That's when you can't win. You can't win the stare down with him. If you try to move your head the same way, he'll get right up to you and like, no, we don't do that. In that case. Oh. Bob is still tearing that piece of wood up. Lucy's watching the crows. Trying to get an angle on Lucy up there. I'm not getting a good one. There's the Pip Pip. Bye. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. Pippa. Cecil. It's hard to work with a spoon in my face. It really is. Pip, Pip. Good night, Lisa. Bob, no fighting over the spoon. You guys act like brothers, you know it? You're the pesky little brother. Yep. What? That's right, Pippa? Is that right? Bob! No! You stop it. No, no, no. Get down. Not doing that. You're not doing that. Babaloo? No. Yeah, this is just the mating territoriality thing stretching out. And Bob's got that piece of wood and he's treating it like it's part of a nest. So, where are you, Bob? Excuse me, Cecil. I've got to see where Babaloo? No. I said no. Cecil, you've got to get down. I can't have a fight here. Scoot. You're not going to do that, Bob. You're not. You're not. I'll put my head between you and Pippa. I'm not going to have you fight. No, let go of my shirt. Stop it. Hi, Pip Pip. Hi, Pippa. Pip Pip. Pip Pip. Pip Pip. You're a little Pip Pip. Hello, little Pippa. Cecil? No, no, no. You're not getting in my pocket. Cecil. Sea salt. Calm down. Cecil? Cecil. What? What did you say? Oh. I'm going to find the programmer that put in the orientation lock here and lock him in a different orientation. Something like a iron mask would be good. Oh, that's it. You're down. That's out of here. You can't do that. Nope, you can't play with the toy through my sleeve. No, you can't do that. I take the toys away if you try to get them through my sleeve. You'll have to find something else now. You can have it back tomorrow. Sea salt. Cecil. I know you didn't mean to nip me, but that's what happens when you grab my sleeve, see? You just don't understand. He doesn't know. Nope. He just thinks it's fun to grab my sleeve. But I'm in there, you little lipstick. What you doing? What you doing? You can go get another toy if you want. Go get another toy. Actually, you could still reach that one if you wanted to. You could get to it. You could get it. You could get it. You can. You can still reach it. See? You can get it. See, it's just outside the aviary. You can get it. He doesn't want to now. He's like, oh, no. Oh, took the bucket out because he's been getting too territorial. And I'm not averse to the occasional bite, but I'm not going to encourage bloodletting. So the bucket is outside the aviary right now. Try to calm him down a bit. No, you don't need to get in there. You can still get it if you want to. I know you. You can reach through there and pull it through. I didn't put it outside your reach. I didn't. Pippa's preening. Now, this is one of those rare moments where Cecil is calm. Probably planning his next attack. Well, it's not really an attack. You gonna try to get it? You gonna get it, Cecil? Or you gonna get something else? He's on the prowl. Well, piece of wood. Elevator. No, we're not going to use the watch or my wrist or anything else as a toy. Why don't you pick up a second toy to go with it? And see if there's something else I can give him. Nothing close. I was looking for another toy for you because you only have one. And you like two. You are such a good bird. Oh, stupid orientation lock again. What are you doing? Oh, well, thank you for signing up on Patreon. We can use all the $2 and more patrons we can get, so thank you very much. Helps when we talk to the... Get out of there, you big toad. See, he's playing right there, and the point is the AirPods are in there, and also my electric battery operated hand warmer. So he's trying to get to them and make it look like he's just playing. He's so good at that too. Bob, I know what you're doing. Cecil's making toothpicks. There's nothing in my pocket, Bob. I took him out because you were trying to get to him. Hey, no. Don't laugh at me. Oops. Lucy. What are you doing up there, Lucy? Ow! Pulled out one of my beard hairs. Come here. Lucy. Bombardier, you're right over where you're going to poop on me. Come here. Loose, loose. Loose girl. Lucy bird. Cecil, what are you doing on my hand? Hmm? Is there some particular... Get out of there, you little toad. Cecil. Bob. Nope, you're not going to grab stuff out of my... No, you're not going to... Hey, that's my watch. Stop it. Hey, hey, hey. Cecil. He thinks it's his watch because he scratched it up so much. I don't so much mind that. It's just that he's not expert at catching the watch, and he catches my wrist. What are you doing? All right, you two. This is not going to work. I got to move my heater somewhere else. Okay. You're not going to go into that pocket, too. No, you're not. Cecil. Cecil bird? Cecil the bird. Is it Cecil the bird? It is Cecil the bird? You're sure it's Cecil the bird? Or is it a Cecil? Is it my Cecil bird? It is? I love a Cecil bird. I love a Cecil bird. Okay, guys, thanks for being here. I'm gonna spend a little time with these birds when I have two hands. So thanks for being here, everybody. And thanks for thinking of us on Giving Tuesday. And if you can become a patron, if you aren't already, that would be great. Just a couple of bucks would be wonderful. And encourage your friends to do it so we can go to the realtor and the lender and say, look, see? And thanks, Amy, for all of your help, keeping it going. And I can't see everything on the screen because that's the way it works in here. I have to watch the birds. But thank you all for being here and making our Giving Tuesday great. We'll see you next time. Goodbye, they say.